Welcome to Global North. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more updates and thrilling short scenes. Picture the West Philippine Sea, a shimmering expanse vital to the Philippines. This vast body of water is not just a geographical feature, it is a symbol of hope and sustenance for the nation. For generations, it's been a lifeline for Filipino fishermen and a source of national pride. These waters have provided livelihoods, feeding families and communities, and have been a testament to the resilience and hard work of the Filipino people. But its value goes far beyond fishing. Beneath the waves lie untapped oil and gas reserves that could transform the nation's future. These resources hold the promise of energy independence and economic growth, potentially reshaping the country's economic landscape. The sea is also a crucial artery for global trade, with trillions in goods passing through each year. It serves as a vital corridor for international commerce, connecting economies and facilitating the flow of goods across continents. Its stability is a matter of international concern, drawing in regional and global powers. The sea's strategic importance has made it a focal point for diplomatic discussions and military presence, as nations seek to ensure peace and security in the region. This immense value has made the West Philippine Sea a flashpoint for disputes, especially between the Philippines and China. The tension over territorial claims has heightened, with both nations asserting their rights over these contested waters. China claims almost the entire sea, based on historical maps, rejected by international law. Despite international rulings, the dispute continues, challenging the principles of maritime sovereignty and international law. This has led to repeated confrontations and standoffs. The ongoing tensions have resulted in a precarious situation, with the potential for conflict always looming on the horizon. For the Philippines, defending the West Philippine Sea is about sovereignty, economic security, and the future of its people. It is a matter of national integrity and protecting the rights and resources that belong to the Filipino people. The stakes could not be higher. The outcome of this dispute will shape the destiny of the region and the lives of those who depend on these waters for their survival and prosperity. Recently, the Philippines made a bold move, expanding its maritime patrols to assert control over its waters. Frustrated by persistent Chinese incursions, Manila is now deploying its Coast Guard and Navy more frequently and further than ever before. This shift is backed by new ships, aircraft, and support from allies like the US, Japan, and Australia. The message is clear. The Philippines will enforce its rights under international law, especially the 2016 Arbitral Tribunal ruling. By physically patrolling these waters, Manila is turning policy into action. The West Philippine Sea belongs to the Philippines, and it's ready to defend it. The expanded patrols target key areas long contested by China. Sandy Cay, near Pagasa Island, now sees a permanent Philippine presence, directly challenging Chinese control. Iroquois Reef and Sabina Shoal, rich in fish and potential energy, are under tighter watch to deter Chinese swarming tactics. Patrols have also intensified over Reed Bank, the country's most promising offshore gas field, signaling Manila's intent to resume exploration. Beyond specific features, the Philippines is monitoring the entire transit corridor of its exclusive economic zone. This comprehensive approach aims to protect resources, enforce laws, and assert authority over its own backyard. It's a new era of vigilance at sea. Many expected Beijing to lash out at Manila's expanded patrols. Instead, China's response was surprisingly muted. No fiery rhetoric, no immediate escalation. This uncharacteristic restraint suggests Manila's move caught Beijing off guard. China may have underestimated the Philippines' resolve and international backing. Now Beijing faces a dilemma: respond aggressively and risk global backlash, or recalibrate its strategy. Manila's action has shifted the narrative, showing that even smaller nations can challenge regional giants. For now, China is watching and recalculating. The balance of power is subtly shifting. At the heart of the dispute between China and the Philippines are deeply rooted, clashing views of both history and international law. This disagreement is not just about territory, but about national pride, sovereignty, and the interpretation of past events. China's sweeping nine-line claim is based on what it calls historic rights, a concept that is vaguely defined and stretches back centuries, covering nearly the entire South China Sea. Chinese officials argue that ancient maps and records justify their expansive claims, even though these documents are often disputed by other nations. The Philippines, on the other hand, grounds its claim in modern international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. This treaty, recognized by most of the world, grants coastal states a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, or EEZ, from their shores, which includes much of the area China claims. In 2016, after years of legal battles, an international tribunal in The Hague ruled overwhelmingly in favor of the Philippines, declaring China's historic claims to have no legal basis under UNCLOS. The decision was celebrated in Manila and welcomed by many countries concerned about freedom of navigation. However, China dismissed the ruling outright, refusing to participate in the proceedings and continuing to maintain its presence in the disputed waters, ignoring international law and the tribunal's verdict. This legal and diplomatic impasse remains the core of the ongoing standoff, fueling tensions and confrontations at sea. For Manila and much of the international community, the tribunal's decision is final and binding. For Beijing, it's irrelevant, a position that has only deepened the divide. As a result, the deadlock continues to define the region, shaping the daily reality for those who live and work in these contested waters, and keeping the South China Sea at the center of global attention. The Philippines' assertive stance has sparked national pride and hope, especially among fisherfolk. Internationally, allies like the US, Japan, and Australia have voiced strong support, offering joint patrols and capacity building. Many see Manila as defending the rules-based order in Asia. Some Southeast Asian neighbors quietly welcome the move, seeing it as a check on Chinese expansion. Others, wary of angering Beijing, remain cautious and call for restraint. The region's response reflects deep divisions and the complex geopolitics of ASEAN. Still, the Philippines' actions have shifted the conversation. The world is watching and choosing sides. The future of the West Philippine Sea remains uncertain and tense, a region fraught with geopolitical complexities and historical grievances. The waters are a flashpoint for potential conflict, with nations vying for control and influence. China is unlikely to back down, and may gradually increase its own presence, raising the risk of confrontation. Their strategic maneuvers are calculated, aiming to assert dominance and challenge the status quo. The Philippines will rely on support from allies, more joint patrols, and global attention to deter aggression. These alliances are crucial, as they provide a united front against unilateral actions and bolster regional security. Diplomacy and transparency will be key, as Manila continues to publicize Chinese actions. Engaging in dialogue and fostering international cooperation are essential to maintaining peace and stability. This dispute is about more than territory. It's a test of whether law or force will shape the future. The principles of international law and the respect for sovereign rights are at stake. The outcome will affect global trade, freedom of navigation, and the principle of equal rights for nations. These waters are vital arteries for commerce, and any disruption could have far-reaching economic consequences. The Philippines has shown that resolve and alliances matter. Their commitment to defending their maritime right is unwavering, and their partnerships with other nations strengthen their position. The path ahead is risky, but Manila is fighting for more than itself. It is a struggle for sovereignty, justice, and the preservation of international norms. The world's eyes are on these contested waters. The international community watches closely, aware that the decisions made here could set precedents for future maritime disputes. The next chapter is still being written. The hopes and dreams of many rest on the horizon, as the world waits to see what unfolds in these turbulent waters.